Hey guys, I'm Rebecca. I'm here to share the craziest, most brutal heartbreak that anybody can go through. It's not like I can talk to somebody else because let's be real, I really haven't got anyone at the moment. So, I'm just here venting, and let me just tell you, on the internet, because why not? So here's what happened, guys. Ever heard of the phrase, fall from grace? Well, that's what I've gone through within the tiniest duration of 24 hours. Yesterday around this time, I got engaged to the love of my life, and I was over the moon enjoying the moment right out of my dream life. My boyfriend Smith proposed to me in front of my foster parents and their daughter Cora. Yes, I live with my foster parents, and my mother died when I was quite young, and my father, well, let's just say that I would like to meet him. So I've been living with Mr. and Mrs. Robinson and their daughter Cora since I was 9 years of age. I guess Mr. and Mrs. Robinson had been very kind to me. I know it sounds silly to still be living with my foster parents when I'm a full-grown adult, but over time, the point I turned 18, we kinda got attached to each other. So they just told me that I could stay with them as their own daughter, and they had actually accepted me just as their own. They never had any complaints about me that I gave them any chance, and, living with them wasn't too bad. But it wasn't perfect either. I had my own room and everything, but I always felt like I was missing something. I could just never figure out what, and Cora and I have not been close. Our relationship was okay. I mean, we didn't like each other per se, but we didn't dislike each other either. Guys, we just kept to ourselves mostly. Seeing as our nature, likes and dislikes were poles apart, opposites, it made sense. The only thing common in our life was our friend Smith, whom we met in our first year of college. See, Smith and I hit it off the moment we met. We had most of our classes together and our hobbies matched. I'd always found it easy to be around him, and guess, so did he. And before I knew it, I was drawn to his kindness and easygoing nature and ended up liking him a lot. However, it was not until last year that we officially started dating. Smith was friends with Cora as well, and I knew they hung out sometimes, but nothing more than that. Cora was and always had been an introvert. She seldom talked to someone, so seeing that there was someone whom she could talk to, I was happy for her. And so smitten with Smith, believing him to be the nicest guy ever who could make a person like Cora open up as well. Oh boy, how foolish was I. Now that you guys know a little about our background, I'm sure you can understand what a punch in the gut felt like when my ex-fiancé, exactly 24 hours after he proposed to me, dumped me. Yep, you read that right, he just straight up dumped me. If you're shocked reading this, wait till you hear the reason. So, it went something like this. Smith asked me to meet him, and of course I was so happy to, so I put my best dress on and checked the ring once again that he just gave me, and left to meet him giggling like a teenager. However, my happiness was short-lived. The moment I reached the cafe where we decided to meet, I could see on his face that something was oh so wrong. "Hey, what's up?" I asked, trying to sound cheery despite the sense of dread creeping over me. He didn't waste any time beating around the bush, and he looked me straight into the eyes and dropped the bombshell that would shatter my world into a million pieces. He told me that he was in love with Cora, always had been. However, she never reciprocated him. But he knew that she felt the same for him, so he started dating me just to make my sister jealous. And even yesterday, he was losing his patience and desperation. He went ahead to propose to me, hoping it would be enough to finally make her confess her feelings. And it was. He further told me that right after our engagement celebration, Cora came to him and confessed her feelings and even agreed to marry him. Since he finally has the love of his life, he just no longer feels the need to continue the facade that is our relationship. He said that he hoped I would understand why he had to go to such measures and that he and I could still be friends. Yeah, right. His words were just like slaps to me, and I wanted to shout, scream at him like, how could he? How could he treat me and my heart like tools in a game to win? I mean, Cora? However, no sound came, so I just stood up and left. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to believe what I just heard. I just wanted to forget it. But how could I when the source of all my misery was the first thing I saw as I entered my home? The moment I saw Cora, I lost it. I went straight to her and I slapped her. All my anger was lost, and I asked her if she liked him all this time. Why didn't she just simply say so? And why the hell did you have to go behind my back and steal my fiance? However, as I demanded answers about her betrayal, her expression changed to that of accusations instead of apologizing. She accused me of stealing her crush, saying how I had always stuck to Smith even though he clearly wanted to be with her, and how I basically threw myself on him. Can you believe the nerve? Well, this was not it. My parents, my foster parents actually, who I loved no less than like my actual parents, sided with their real daughter. They said that I should not have gone after my sister's crush to date him or accept his marriage proposal. They said that they were disappointed in me, that I turned out to be one of those women who would actually steal their sister's man. Steal? Sister's man? Smith was my boyfriend. He was my fiance, and their daughter went to him after he proposed to me. Did these people really not understand who stole who? These people I called my parents finally showed that I'm nothing but charity work to them. Of course, they would side with their real daughter as I tried to retaliate, and they asked me to drop it. Just apologize to their sister, clearly stating that they would not accept such a loose character under their roof. They told me that now that Cora and Smith are engaged, I should stop whatever delusion I may have and maintain my distance away from them. This was my breaking point. It was so unfair. This house that I lived in for most of my life, these people who I believed to be my life absolutely suffocated me. So I packed stuff up and left then and there. I'm currently at one of my friend's house, and it's been a week since I left their house, and no one's contacted me ever since, not even once. It wasn't like I was expecting much after what happened. However, not even a phone call or a text message from my foster parents expressing a bit of concern or asking where I have gone. This confirmed my worst fears. I was nothing more than a charity to them. All their care and concern had been superficial at best. Guys, here's the thing. When I told my friend about everything, she was shocked and angry, and I guess seeing as she was not emotionally involved, she could see the betrayal more clearly than me. After hearing my story, she asked whether I wanted to get back at them, and naturally I just said yes. Honestly, after everything that's happened, who wouldn't? So she told me about this girl Anna. She's her distant cousin's friend and a con artist, and not just any con artist, she has a reputation for wrecking things and turning tables. She said I could pay her and send her to the marriage to create a drama and break their marriage apart. After all, especially Cora deserved to know what it feels like to be betrayed. The idea of turning the tables on them, making them feel even a fraction of the pain that they caused me, it was so tempting to say the least. So my fury got the best of me, and I've just gotten off the phone with this Anna person. And boy, this woman knows her work. Once I gave her a little rough idea of the situation, not going too deep into details, she gave me a couple of ideas that were soap opera worthy. She had all sorts of colorful ideas to ruin Smith and Cora's wedding, and make sure that not only them but everyone would remember it. She offered to go and tell everyone how Smith got her pregnant and left her as soon as he got to know about it. She assured me that she could pull the plan flawlessly. Her charges are a bit high, however, just by talking to her. I could tell that she can pull it all off, though. Anyways, so I told her that I would think about it, and I hung up the phone. The problem was, despite Anna's assurance and allure of revenge, I could not shake the feeling that there might be a better way to handle the situation. Yet, the thought of letting Smith and Cora off the hook so easily felt like a stab to my own heart. Guys, I'm just simply confused, and I really just don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm hurt. I love Smith and Cora like a sister to me, but they betrayed me and it hurts. But I do actually have it in me, to hurt them. Or should I just let it go? Or find a different way to seek revenge? Is this the right way, or will I be taking it too far? Guys, please help me. Update number 1. Hello guys, I know it's been only a couple days since I last wrote to you guys, but a lot has happened and I need to vent. But before that, thank you for all the comments. Some of you wrote the kindest words of strength. They really helped a lot. Most of you agreed that I should go ahead with my Anna plan. I'm happy to let you know, based on what happened recently, I most certainly will. And to those of you who, just had to be mean, well, thank you for letting me know that Cora and her parents aren't the only such type of people. It's unfortunate how easily the victim is blamed, regardless of the truth, and as for those who labeled me as selfish and ungrateful, to be rude to the people who took me in, let me tell you I'm not. Yeah, they took me in when I had nowhere to go, but I too loved them like my own parents. I took care of them, I helped them around, and cared for them more than their actual daughter. So, when after all they chose to show me the difference between me and their real daughter, despite the circumstances, I had to choose myself, and that's what I did. I just straight up refused to apologize for standing up for myself in a situation where I was made to feel like an outsider in my own home, and I'm not sorry for it, no matter what any of you say. Anyways, back to the reason why I'm here once again on the internet venting to total strangers. So after I left, Cora and Smith wasted zero time flaunting their love to the world. They announced their engagement like they were the main characters in a romantic movie, flooding social media with their cutesy couple photos and acting like they were destined for happily ever afters. Well, their posts were like constant reminders of the pain I was feeling. Every time I saw one of their pictures, it felt like a punch to the gut, reminding me of the love that I thought that we had. Now it's just all broken. As if this wasn't already acting like salt in my fresh wounds, they took things a step further. They didn't just stop at showing off their love, oh no. They decided to drag my name through the mud as they were at it. And seriously, they're painting me like the bad guy in the story. I mean, it's crazy. It's beyond frustrating to see them twisting reality to suit the narrative. They're not content with moving on. They want to drag me down through the mud with them. And, come on. How do I even know, you ask? Remember the friend that I've been living with? Well, no one knows that I'm currently living with her now. I've been too sad to go out. I've been keeping a low profile, avoiding any unnecessary interaction. So I've been here either cooped up in my room or helping around the house. In the least, to show my appreciation for helping me out in these dark times. Honestly, she had been a great support. I don't know what I would have done if not for her. She gives me the space I need, and she doesn't pry or ask too many questions. She just offers a supportive presence, which is exactly what I need right now. I wish everyone gets a supportive friend like her in their life. So, she too receives a call from Cora announcing her marriage with Smith, and then she goes ahead and starts spewing lies about me. She painted me as this clingy, desperate mess, plotting to ruin their happily ever after. She goes as far as to say that I've been watching them, showing up uninvited to their dates and even their home. Well, my friend knew that I had not left the house for days, so she right away understood what was going on. However, I wonder what other people who Cora must have told a similar story to must be thinking about me. Would they have believed her? Anyways, my friend told me everything, but needless to say, this was all I needed to know to get out of my dilemma. If I had any doubts about taking revenge before, trust me, all are gone. I'll be sure to make them pay 100-fold for what they've put me through. Anyways, I finally hired Anna, and she has assured me it'll be the day of their life, and I can't wait for Smith and Cora's wedding day. Don't worry, I'll update you guys too, so bye for now. Update number 2. Hello again. I hope you all have been well. I haven't. I know I said I would update you guys about the chaos I'm planning for Smith and Cora's wedding, but there's still a little time for it. About a week. The reason I'm here is that I have 2 new tiny updates that I want to share with you guys. Firstly, Smith just really loves Cora. As much as it hurts to accept, I know that it's true. For some reason, it hurts me more and makes me want to ruin their happiness as soon as possible. Let me tell you how I reached this conclusion. So, 2 weeks before the wedding date, I met Anna to prepare for the grand surprise, and you know what? And boy, to say she was beautiful would be an understatement. I don't even need to explain how much more plausible her looks alone made this fake play. She took me along to pick me up, well, to pay actually, and her fake pregnancy claim and doctor DNA report. She further inquired me about certain questions regarding Smith. Details that only somebody who's been with him can know. As I said, she was a pro. Then she said that she would like to see Smith, and I of course protested against it, as it would ruin the whole plan. but she assured me that nothing like this would happen, so I knew the place Smith goes for his lunch break every day. Anna left me to do who knows what while I watched Smith from the sidebar. I was lost in my thoughts when I noticed a random girl approaching him and, well, she was clearly flirting with him. But to my utter shock, he showed her his ring, telling her that he was engaged, and I didn't expect such loyalty from him, and it made me wonder, what if I've been the one with him? Would he have shown me the same loyalty? I guess I'll never know. Also, Anna is a genius, guys. Without actually meeting Smith, she managed to take pictures of him at such an angle that they looked really intimate. I honestly can't wait for the wedding. The second update is Cora texted me to visit her, and I ignored her at first. However, she was persistent after tons of messages. I picked up and ended up agreeing to meet her. So I went and, well, shock. She apologized to me for everything. She said she understood how difficult it must have been for me and pleaded her case that how she lost sight of right and wrong because of her feelings for Smith. She kept on saying sorry, trying to convince me not to attend the wedding, and she said it's because she didn't want me to feel uncomfortable. But deep down, I knew she was more worried about her own perfect day being ruined if I showed up. I could tell Cora was scared that if I showed up at the wedding, the truth about the lies she spread about me would come out. She worried people would see her as, what she truly was, a liar. Little does she know I would not miss it for the world, and neither do I plan on coming empty-handed. If you know what I mean, because I know you do. Anyways, see you guys. I'll update you in a little bit. Update number 3. Oh my gosh, it was better than I could have ever imagined. Hey guys, finally the grand finale for far grander than my imagination. I can barely control my laugh and happiness, so I'll take it from the top. So I went to the wedding, however, not up front, I crashed it. Naturally, to stay hidden. The wedding was quite beautiful, I must say. Mr. and Mrs. Robinson seemed to have spent a fortune. Unfortunately for them, they spent it to create the perfect stage for my revenge. So, as planned, Anna waited to the last moment with a fake baby bump and forged DNA reports and fake intimate pictures. She entered the wedding right before the groom was supposed to kiss the bride, and the whole ceremony went into chaos. She accused Smith of cheating on her, impregnating her and leaving her as soon as he got to know about the pregnancy. The moment when Cora slapped Smith was worth every dime I had spent on Anna. However, unbeknownst to any of us, the drama was far from over. A mystery woman named Rosy suddenly appears. Claiming to be 7 months pregnant with Smith's child, like everyone else, I was confused. I looked towards Anna, thinking she might have set this up too. However, she was equally blank. Rosy said in front of everyone that Smith proposed to marry her months ago. She reveals how Smith disappeared when she told him she was pregnant, leaving her alone and heartbroken. She further tells everyone that she has been looking for months for any signs of Smith, only to discover that he's about to marry another woman. So she decided to crash it herself. She doesn't stop there, and in a sudden turn of fate, she turns her fury towards Cora and blames her for stealing Smith away. She accused Cora of being a homewrecker, calling her all sorts of names, and the scene becomes even more chaotic as Rosy's accusations escalate to a full-on physical fight. Rosy suddenly launches at Cora and pulls her hair, making a complete mess of her. Guest had to actually intervene and keep these two apart. Well, one thing was clear, that Rosy was telling the truth based on the finer details and solid evidence, and she showed to everyone. Her presence added to fuel the fire and intensified the chaos. Well, as we expected, all hell broke loose. There was murmurs of gossip in the whole wedding hall, and Cora was shrieking madly at Smith, calling him all sorts of names. Anna signaled me to, that her work here has been done. I couldn't help but laugh at Smith's mess. I couldn't hold myself back. I walked out, hiding an openly mocked grin for deceitful actions, calling him a heartless jerk in front of everyone. Cora's dad, fueled by anger at Smith's betrayal of his daughter, lets his fury loose and runs to physically hurt Smith, making him flee like a cornered dog. Fitting, isn't it? Well, Cora still could not believe her fate and proceeded to scream at me, accusing me of being the mastermind behind the chaos, claiming I brought Anna into the picture. She isn't completely wrong, but she has no proof. That's exactly what I told her. I chuckled at her helplessness and felt the heavy burden of revenge and hatred lift off my chest. So with a smirk, I sarcastically wish her a happy wedding and walk away. It's been exactly a month since the wedding day, and I'm writing this to you guys from a different city. After that day, I realized I was done with their drama. So I applied for a job in a different city and moved there. I don't know what happened to Cora, Smith, or Rosy. The last I heard was Smith was facing charges filed against him by both Cora and Rosy. Ironically, the girl from whom he just toyed with my heart is making his life hell. Thank you guys for being with me through this difficult time. And, well, your support means the world to me. Thank you, and goodbye.